Hey, Miriam.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
We will get started on time, so
You emailed it to her?
I emailed it to you as well.
Oh, okay. But I mean, you emailed it to her? Okay. Yeah, just pull
Yeah,
up your,
that way she
pull up
can
your
pull
email.
it
Yeah, here it is. The woman from Crescent.
No. No, you're gonna have to go to the website on this computer because we haven't set up your Outlook yet. Do you know how to go to the website? Just pull up the browser.
I have it on here. My email's on there.
Are you
It
sure?
says,
Oh, okay. Well, then,
Yeah. Like, hold on.
Diana Jones, yeah, it says right here on August 31st.
Remember, I
She's
don't
63. She was killed in a vehicle accident within the August complex fire in that national forest.
mm,
Did you hear how one of those fires started?
Huh?
Did you hear how one of those fires started?
A gender reveal.
yeah, one.
Yes,
That way.
I saw something about that. One of them started by a gender reveal
They
fire.
don't have it in
so
front
what were they doing for,
Who knows?
Fireworks, maybe? I guess, I don't know, but I thought, really?
I would find them.
All those people and all those fires around and maybe, yeah.
that people have died in,
Yes.
lost their property?
And not to mention now all the other states involved too.
that way.
So we put on the desktop.
I know, I seen deal the other day, our local firefighters are in West Texas right now,
Yeah, so, you know,
or they were. I think they were getting ready to come back home.
Yeah, that was easy.
yeah, you just go share screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some of them went to California too.
Yep, and then you can pull
But
it up.
I'm saying Fort Worth.
They always set up in Kelly's town whenever they go. They have tents all over the place and she'll call and she'll say, there's fires here. There's fires here. And she'll say, and I'll tell the girl that I used to work with this single, I said, you need to go visit Kelly. There's a lot of firefighters out there.
Should have told her to ask around, see if anyone brought hickory stick barbecue back with them.
What?
Hickory stick barbecue. Her daughter likes hickory stick.
Every time I go, I take hickory stick.
Yeah. My mother loved hickory stick.
His ribs are the best. He's got the best ribs.
I'm not trying his ribs. That's because I'm so used to smoking my own.
is it windy?
It's hard.
She must have a.
That is pork chops. I like his Friday,
She might
Saturday
be
pork
muted.
chops are good.
Really?
I think she.
I don't remember that. I like pork chops.
They're big.
She may not realize you're talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
they're
Oh,
about,
those real thick ones?
yeah,
Oh, I bet those were good.
garlic and stuff on them and just,
Mm.
I feel nauseous every time I eat one of them because they're so big. But I can't stop.
Mhm. Did you see where they're closing all the Luby's, I guess?
Are they?
Well, it said on the news, the Luby's is
And,
liquidating. I don't know
This
if
one
it's
over
all
here?
of them or just
Closing all the
one.
Lubies.
This one over here's still open.
They just announced
What
it.
was the hamburger place by Fuddruckers?
Oh,
And
Fuddruckers.
Too.
They're called
They're
Fuddruckers?
They're liquidating all of them now.
Really? I haven't been there in ages.
They sell some wedges, some potato wedges.
Have you gone to get you a Fletcher's hot dog? I mean, corny dog?
No.
My sister had to call me the other day, said they were going to get one. Yay, Rhonda.
Is that something big? Like, you said what?
Oh, it's a Fletcher's corny dog
From the state fair.
from the state fair,
from
and
the
they're
state fair.
selling them at that Golden Chick now.
Oh, Golden Chick, really?
And on weekends,
It's almost
At
done down
Pumpkin.
there. I'm waiting.
I've
on the
never had there.
weekends, they're having all the other stuff that they fry, like the fried
Yeah,
Twinkies and.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they, I used to always, I was always Chicken Express until my
Yeah.
son PJ, he was always, you need to try that. So we finally did. And I like it better than Chicken Express. Some people don't. I mean, I do. Their sweet tea is better. Their chicken's better.
That's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, I know. I know. I could be pushing some buttons with some people, but I think so.
Is she the only one on?
Yeah.
Susie's
Oh,
supposed to be.
Susan, do I?
Oh.
Mackie. There she is. I believe so. I haven't heard from Kelly or anybody. Susan.
Well, we're gonna forego the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Yeah.
Just awkward doing that when nobody's here. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
You okay with that, Linda?
Susan's here.
Howdy.
Hi.
Well, it is 6:30. You ready?
Mhm.
Okay, I will call the regular meeting for Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 to order. Some members of city council may participate via telephone or video conference. A quorum may or may not be physically present in the city council chambers. Texas Government Code 551.127A-2. Citizens wishing to make comments should email mparks@evermantx.net, mparks@evermantx.net. Citizens' comments received prior to the meeting adjourned will be read to the council. You can also call 817-203-3239, 817-203-3239. So we're going to drop down to consent agenda. Item A, reading of minutes of previous meetings. August 4th, 2020, work session meeting, August 11th, 2020, regular meeting, and financial reports, August 2020. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meetings as read and the financial report for August 2020.
Good second.
Motion made and seconded. Susan, do you have anything to go over? On the
No.
finance?
Oh, not me.
Well, if you got anything, feel free.
Financials.
Yeah,
I just had a couple of points. The total cash position, we ended at $1,941,230 for August, which is down slightly from July. And the balance at Logic was also right around that, 0.9 million, and we earned only $583 in interest for the month. And the interest rate was ended at 0.2985%.
So basically nothing.
Basically nothing, yes. Hence the only $583 of interest. But other than that, moving along with the budget adjustments and CARES Act funding and all that fun stuff. And we got the new property tax rate information submitted to Tarrant Appraisal District and Tarrant County Assessor's Office. And also made sure that all of that is available online on our website. So we will be moving forward with budget amendments. We have a few this evening that we'll be discussing, but we will have more when I completely share that. So that's it for me for this month.
does anybody have any questions?
Yes, this is Johnny. I do. My first question is, was the financial transparency and the other documents just updated within the last couple of hours?
Yes, ma'am. Everything's updated online.
And to be honest with you too, Miss Allen, we tried to update that earlier today, but our internet was out for quite some time. And that just so happened to have been right when she was trying to update that.
My second question is on the minutes for August the 4th, where we were talking about advertising and publishing. Will we be going with the commercial recorder versus the Star Telegram?
We're with Star Telegram. We choose that by ordinance.
Say that again?
So we're with Star Telegram.
We're with the Star Telegram?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the Star Telegram is our paper of record, which is set by ordinance by city council. So to change that, we would have to change that ordinance. City council would have to change that ordinance.
No. I was just asking. I didn't know which one we had, but I was just inquiring about that.
Okay.
One other question. I noticed on the water cutoff that there was I don't know if that's an individual or business or whatever that was due $2,400.
Yes, ma'am, that was an individual residence.
Okay, why did it go so far, get so high?
We are addressing our policy on cutoffs tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So it should not have gotten that far, to be honest with you. But we're addressing that policy tomorrow to find out exactly why.
Okay, what has normally been the maximum that they would cut off somebody's water?
I believe it's anything over $100.
Okay, so we let it get as high as almost $2,500?
Yes, ma'am. Apparently, on this, yes, ma'am. On this individual case, apparently there was some sort of payment plan set up, and he failed to comply with that payment plan. And so therefore it went back into default and was cut back off. But we're going to reassess that plan there because it's excessive amount for sure.
Well, and once the COVID stuff kicked in, we couldn't turn anybody's waters off. So
Right.
Right.
if it was already high, then we couldn't shut it off.
That was set by the utility commission. So.
Yeah. I mean, you had to have already been deep in at that point anyway.
Yeah.
Correct. But to answer the question about the policy is any amount over $100 that is past due receives a cutoff after the 25th of the month.
Any other questions? Would you poll the council?
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 3.
No.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6. Mayor,
Aye.
I saw her mouth. She said
Okay.
that.
She's,
Motion carried.
Miriam, I believe you're muted, so just give
She's
me a
not
heads up.
muted. It was just slow. I saw her say.
Oh, okay.
aye.
right.
It did come out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so next item, new business, consideration possible action. Item 1, consideration and action to approve design build request for proposals, design criteria package documents for City Hall Annex and Fire Station remodel.
I know it's a mouthful. This is called the Design Build RFQ RFP Design Criteria Package Documents. That's the legal name of it. We drafted this over the last couple of weeks. The attorneys reviewed it. I sent out this morning an updated copy after the attorney reviewed it with some changes on there. The most particular part of this that I think you want to pay attention to is the calendar, which is going to be on page 4 of the RFQ RFP document in section 3. If City Council decides to move forward with the RFQ process and publicizing this, we will have this published beginning tomorrow. We will have a recommended pre-submission meeting for finalists on September 14th. And what that is any contractors that wish to participate in the RFQ RFP process and give us a proposal will have an opportunity to come down to the city and meet with Mr. Nicoletti and myself. We will do a walkthrough of the City Hall Annex and a walkthrough of the fire station and provide them with our concepts and ideas and what we're wanting to achieve, just to kind of give them some more information so that they can prepare some proper proposals. The due date, because this has to be published for at least 15 days, the due date for the RFQ and RFPs will be on September the 25th. If necessary, we'll schedule any interviews with finalists. We may or may not have to schedule interviews. It's just if we get pretty close in the rankings and we want to decide, maybe get a little further information, we might schedule interviews. If that occurs, that'll be on September 29th. And then we will decide based off the ranking and criteria within the manual, a list of the top 5 firms to recommend to council. We'll make those recommendations at the regular council meeting on October the 13th. And if council so chooses to approve, we'll move forward with a contract with the selected firm.
So you said you'd give us the top 5?
Yes, we'll
And
give
they'll
you
have the scoring, the rankings on
yes,
them
we'll
also?
rank them in order of 1 through 5, just the top 5. And we're going to recommend that we go with the number 1. Obviously, that would be up to
Okay.
council's approval. There will be, we'll make sure that council gets a copy of the recommended RFP document that we get that'll have the concept design plan in it. It won't be a thorough design. It'll be a very simple design just to get the concept across when we go to selection. Following selection and contract, we'll get a more thorough design of the proposed buildings. Although we're doing this as a single RFQ RFP, when it comes time to execute the contracts, we're going to do 2 independent contracts. One contract will be for the fire station. The other contract will be for the city hall annex. That way, it kind of protects us. If we come across any problems with this contractor while we're doing the fire station remodel, we still have the option to back out. It doesn't put us into a contract with them for both buildings. So it'll kind of be a learning curve for us that'll be available. Other than that, it's just a very long, very legal document that explains everything in detail on what's going to be required. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer those.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion for the RFQ, RFP. I find that the design build process is the best method of procurement for this project, and therefore move that we authorize the advertisement of the RFQ, RFP, and also authorize the city manager to review the responses, rank the proposals, and negotiate a proposed contract for the project following the terms of the RFQ, RFP to be brought before city council for final approval.
Nice job.
I second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 1,
Aye.
place 3.
Sorry, aye.
Place 4,
Aye.
place 5,
Aye.
place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Okay, next item, consideration and, okay, that should be consideration and possible action to approve budget amendments, right? As presented by the finance director.
And for those who are not here, present with us, I have emailed it out, but Mindy's gonna go ahead and share it on the screen so you can look at what we're discussing.
No, yeah.
Okay.
This is what we talked about already.
Shut down.
There are several budget amendments that will be recommended probably next meeting, that for police, admin, fire, but the majority of those fall under the CARES Act, and so that's gonna be a whole separate sheet of just CARES Act expenditures that we need to take care of. And Parks is going to need several account code adjustments before we can do any additional amendments. But with that, the first one that I'd like to go over is Parks. And there was a replacement benches for the dugouts for Johnson Park was $1,700. Keep in mind, all of this has been approved previously. We're just doing the budget amendment to move the funds. And $5,200 for the baseball field scoreboards. They have started that. They have not completed that project. We have paid $3,000 of that, $5,200 already. So that's a total of $6,900 for Parks out of the general fund reserve.
I thought it was supposed to be like 17, $17,000 for the scoreboards?
So that was for the procurement of the scoreboards. When this proposal was built, it did not include the wiring for the scoreboards. So it was an additional $5,200 to have them wired.
So how can we come up with an estimate for something but not include the wiring? That seems kind of an important detail.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, ma'am, that was on our end and nobody else's. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's don't do that again.
I agree.
Let's go down to the annex.
Okay, that one is much easier. That was for the unexpected electrical work and replacement of the air conditioner unit.
Yeah.
$2,500.
So we're fixing to rebuild, we're fixing to flatten that thing and rebuild the annex. And we put $2,500 into new air conditioning. What's our thinking behind that?
The old air conditioner was shot. There was no way to have it repaired. This was the cheapest alternative that we could do, knowing that it may have been temporary. And because we have 2 employees that are officed over there, the air conditioning was considered crucial, so we didn't have much of a choice. But that was something that we discussed, and we may be able to reallocate that unit to another location in the city if we need to replace another unit somewhere else.
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Good Lord.
So you
Okay.
put it on my office.
What we need to do is when we tear that one down, make it big enough, make a new city hall, and got this one and make it an annex.
Okay.
I like
so
your
that
way of
was-
thinking.
that-
Not a bad idea.
Make
That
it
sounds like a good idea.
Just saying.
9,400 was the total for the general fund. General fund reserve. Then economic development. We have 106,000 for the Johnson Park, the west side parking lot, which includes the,
Which looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, it looks real nice.
so that price included the striping and parking lot and
Speed bumps.
speed bumps and.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the amount that was allotted for the parking lot?
You know, this is, I really wish I was being appointed this month and not last month. So the original quotes that were obtained were for $160,000 for both parking lots, the east and the west side. The amount that was approved was to just do the east side based off that quote of $160,000. Apparently new quotes were not obtained prior to the work being done, and the cost of material went up significantly. And we received the invoices only after the job was completed, which totaled $106,000 for that parking lot to be repaved, and did not include the striping or the curb stops that are out there as well. So to answer your question, there was an amount that was approved. As to the exact amount, I believe it was in the ballpark of 80. We are well over that $80,000. However, we did not recognize that until after those funds were already spent.
So what do we do for the east side?
We're not going to be able to do the east side this year.
Not gonna do it now.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Gotta wait till we have the funds.
Yeah, I know.
I understand, yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so here's another example of we plan something and we go about fat, dumb, and happy and we're working on it. And something happens and our costs explode.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. We really cautious about that because we can't be, oh, well, we have an estimate now and then we go for it and then everything changes. It seems to happen quite a bit. So we really need to be very cautious about that.
It happens a lot. And we're going to run out of money in the checking account. Okay. That's why we're down to a B++. And I'm just very concerned that we still don't have control of this. If this is EDC money, I believe our EDC director should be on top of everything every minute of the day, not just assume something and let it go till we get the invoice, which is astronomical and shuts down the other half of whatever project. I'm uncomfortable with this. It just keeps happening. It's just my 2 cents.
You have anything else on?
Yes.
I understand that one. Definitely, somebody should have been overseeing this.
Yeah.
So,
The splash pad repairs were 54,500, but we had already allotted some of that in the budget amount. So we just need to do the difference of 34,000 for the splash pad repairs, bringing the EDC total to 140,000 from reserves.
I do want to just point out, because you did mention about the EDC director overseeing. The EDC director was overseeing and was basing that off the numbers that were provided to him. But I'll make sure to give a detailed explanation as to how we wound up over budget. But I wanted to make sure we weren't pointing fingers here at the EDC director, because that wasn't the case in this one.
But something is not working well, because obviously we've spent a lot more money than was allocated, and we're finding out after the fact. So I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying that if this is his baby, he needs to be all over this, and we should not have any surprises like this. That's a massive amount of money. That's what I'm saying. We keep getting blindsided by this stuff. Eventually, it's got to stop.
I have a comment on the splash pad repairs, because we EDC gave $54,000 for that, and it's still not working.
So it is actually, it's working now, but there are a couple of other issues. One of the issues being a personnel issue, that we don't have anybody who is certified and qualified to administer chemicals to the splash pad. The state came down and performed an inspection, and we, as a result of that inspection, had to close down the splash pad until we can come into compliance. So we have to register the splash pad with the state as a water facility park, and we have to have personnel on hand who are certified and qualified to administer chemicals to the water. And we're having to satisfy those requirements over this off season, but do anticipate that we'll have all those requirements fulfilled and ready to rock and roll when next summer comes around.
I was going to say, normally we close it right after Labor Day
Are
anyway.
these new state requirements?
No, ma'am.
So we've had this thing for 3-4 years, and we're just now finding out that we need to have somebody qualified to do the chemicals and register it as a water park, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm disappointed.
Very.
Well, we are going to be moving forward at least.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it, Susan?
Yes, those are the amendments I have.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve the budget amendments as brought forth.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Place 1. Aye. Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3.
No.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item is executive session pursuant to section 551.071. Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, council reserves the right to convene into executive sessions from time to time as deemed necessary during this meeting to receive advice from its attorney on any posted agenda item as permitted by law. Additionally, council may convene into executive sessions to discuss the following. Item A, pending or contemplated litigation, or to seek the advice of city attorney pursuant to section 551.071. Discussion regarding possible purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or value of real property pursuant to section 551.072. personnel matters pursuant to section 551.074, salaries. Okay, that's it. So we'll go into executive session.